up, everybody? Uh, I just received news that Capcom is for sale. That means they are going bankrupt, and uh, you know they're selling out, which is sad. For me, it's very very sad because uh, when a company gets bought out by something else or someone else, then it's no longer that company. Like Marvel really isn't Marvel. It's all Disney. DC hasn't been DC since the '70s, since Warner Brothers bought it out. And like a couple of interesting buyers would be, uh, I mean, Namco is run by Bandai, right? It's Bandai Namco. So Bandai being a toy company, why don't they have Takara buy it out? Takara is the sister company to Hasbro in the Japan and the United States. Uh, Takara was the original company that put out Microman, which eventually turned into what we know today as Transformers. Then you got Hasbro. Hasbro has the license to Marvel's toys, uh, and Marvel's toys did the X-Men versus Street Fighter toy line, the Marvel versus Capcom toy line, which is definitely one of the more celebrated and sought after of most of these action figures. And it'd be interesting to have all that be more available to the U.S. There's so much stuff that it's a shame. Like a majority of the things that were left, overseas in Japan and never made its way into the United States. Uh, and with Takara and the relationship between Takara and Hasbro, that's not going to be a problem anymore. Uh, then someone else said Nintendo, and I could totally see that happening. I mean, the majority when Capcom first came out, the only when Nintendo first had any first put out any games, a majority of the stuff was Capcom. Uh, Capcom only released to Nintendo for years, up until Strider. Let's see, Mega Man was strictly Nintendo, to the point where in Captain and the Game Master, I don't know if any of you remember this, Mega Man was one of the characters, even though he wasn't Nintendo's intellectual property. Uh, that to have him in the new Smash Brothers, it's perfect because all first what 5, 6 games, or wait a minute, all the way up to Mega Man X's 1, 2, and 3 were all Nintendo. Strider came out for the Genesis. That was a side thing, and even the first Street Fighter game, when it came to home console, it was strictly to Nintendo, and it was Street Fighter 2010. The Final Fight was all Nintendo. Never went over to Genesis, even though it was Capcom started releasing to other licensing to other places. If they've had this relationship with Nintendo for so long, Project X Zone, which is for 3DS, even a Monster Hunter, I'm told, which is exclusive to just DS, and which is exclusive to DS, and they're very popular. I was never a big fan. I was never a big a fan of it, but I could see why it draws a big crowd, and like if like for me, those are the only two options I see. If they get bought out by their competition, it would suck. Nintendo doesn't really try to compete with Capcom. Uh, However, they have a good relationship with Capcom. If they were to get bought out by Bandai Namco, that'd be a problem. If they were to be bought out by SNK, even though SNK Playmore isn't really doing anything, that would be a problem. Um, what other Japanese companies are out there? Konami bought them out. Oh, I don't even want to think. I don't even want to think about it. But for the most part, it's bad because for me, I feel like it's bad because it sucks when business dies. And granted, it could get bought out and more or less rejuvenated. It's not going to be exactly the same, which might be good. I mean, Capcom hasn't doesn't exactly have the an infallible track record. Uh, Prime example, the freaking Street Fighter expansions. They can't just they can't just come out with a sequel. No, they have to expand upon the exact same story over and over and over and over again. Um, what is it? Beat Down Fist of Vengeance and Final Fight Streetwise. Oh God, horrible, horrible, horrible choices. So what they made. However, then you got the Devil May Cry series, which was great. Um, Power Stone, I wasn't a fan of, but they should have brought that back. Darkstalkers, bring it back. Bring it back 3D like you've been doing Street Fighter. There's no reason why that hasn't been done yet. Let's see what else. There's so many other popular titles that they could have been really really trying to put out there. Instead, they go through the trouble of trying to revamp what's already popular, and it just apparently it just blew up in their face. My friend Michael Dorsey, writer at large, writer of Chronicles of Ghost, book one, A Long Week. Uh, Pretty much said he had given up on Capcom. Granted they put out a lot of great stuff, but at the same time, it's like they've just been making one bad business decision after another, and he was pretty much fed up with what they were doing, and he said he'd never play again, which I don't believe. He'll definitely play their games again, but for the most part, it's sad to see it go. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen next. Hopefully, like it'll break my heart if there's no more Street Fighter. And but for the most part, man, it's I'm I'm I'm, I'm a little at loss for words. When something that you've grown up with your whole life is not going to be there anymore. Prime example when Hostess went bankrupt. They're back up now. Um, I don't care about Twinkies. I want to know what happened to the Drake's apple pies. You know that was always the superior snack cake. I digress. Um, so let me know what you people think about this. I've been telling, I've been for most of these rants that I've been doing. I just say what's on my mind, but let me hear what you people think now. Is it a good thing that Capcom's getting bought out? Is it bad, or do you think that like who do you think should buy them out? And what do you think whoever buys them out should improve upon? All right, so I'm done talking, and I'll talk to you later.